Hello, Western Oregon sports fans, and welcome back for this preview edition of Wolves Weekly. We have joining me in the studio again, head volleyball coach Brad Saindon. Thanks for coming back, Brad.
Hi, Danny. Happy to be back. We got a big week ahead of us, and I'm anxious to tell everybody what's ahead for us.
Well, you guys are right now 3-1 in the GNAC, heading off for another, which are always important, road trip up to Seattle Pacific and Montana State Billings. I'd actually like to cut over and get a little insight from one of your players, your junior, opposite side hitter, Samantha Ward. How are you doing today, Samantha?
I'm good, thank you.
Can we just get a little insight from you and see what Western Oregon fans should expect to see from the Seattle Pacific team?
They should see a really good match. We're going to play Seattle Pacific, who are the defending GNAC champions last year. And so it'll just be a really, really good match to come watch.
Do they run a certain style? Should we expect, are they more of a defensive team, an offensive team? How do they kind of match up against you guys?
They run the same system that we do, so that kind of works in our benefit because that's what we play and practice with every single day. So we know exactly what to expect.
So to me then, when I hear those words, is the key really execution? If you guys both kind of aren't going to throw very many surprises at each other?
Yeah, that'll be really nice. We'll know, both teams will pretty much know what's coming, so it'll be a battle.
Fantastic on that one. And then you guys have to go over to Montana State Billings, which is another trip. That's, travel always is something there. You guys, out of those matches that we mentioned with Seattle Pacific was picked to finish first in the conference, Western Washington second, and Alaska Anchorage third. I mean, that's three of the top teams, at least from the coaches poll, you guys have played in the first 5 weeks of the year. Talk to me a little bit about that one, Brad, that maybe you guys were a little, not top heavy on the schedule, but they all come at once.
Well, we have no say on what order we play teams, but you're right. We've our three of our first 5 matches are against the top 3 ranked teams in our conference. So we're happy with where we're at. We're ecstatic that we won 2 matches in Alaska. We put ourselves in a position, we had a chance to beat Western Washington. I think we're playing well. We still have a lot of growth available on our team. I think we're learning a lot about ourselves and about our team. SPU, they provide us with some unique challenges, but as Sam said, their system is very similar to ours. But it's always a tough trip. It's a very short week for us. We leave at 6 a.m. on Wednesday to go up there, and then we got to find our way all the way to Billings, Montana. But every team's got to go through the same thing, and I'm happy with where we're at. I'm happy with how we're playing, and I look forward to Thursday night against SPU.
Are you ever worried, SPU I know is the focus just like Western Washington was last week, are you ever worried that maybe possibly fall into that sort of trap game against Montana State Billings where I'm not saying you're ever going to look past an opponent, you're still going to scout and do all the stuff that you normally do to prepare, but just because you are facing Western Washington, multiple-time GNAC champion, and then Seattle Pacific, the 2010 GNAC champion?
Well, Danny, one of the things that I really like is when we played Simon Fraser last week, we didn't do that. We took it to him, and we didn't look past Simon Fraser at Western Washington. So I think our team is learning how to take one game at a time, and I know that's one of the worst sports cliches there are, but that's actually what we have to do. Right now, we haven't even talked about Montana Billings. We're talking about SPU, but as soon as the last ball goes down at SPU, we'll turn and focus on Montana Billings. There's no match in this conference that any team can take for granted, and Billings is a tough place to play, and we've got to be good there to beat them. But as the old cliche goes, we're just going one match at a time, and we'll be fine.
Well, fantastic. The Wolves won't be home till the following weekend. We just want to, hopefully, people had the opportunity to watch the recap, and just Brad and as well as Samantha both mentioned just how great the crowds were out there. So we hope to see more fans out, and there are still tickets available by calling the number you'll see on the screen right there. Make sure to come out, pack the new PE building, because that is the place to be. Come out, support the student athletes, and have a good time and get to enjoy some good volleyball out there.
I might add that the students will be back here, so we're excited about school starting, and I'd like to invite the students who've just shown up on campus to come out to a volleyball match on Thursday or Saturday night. It's a great place to be. New PE is the place to be.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Samantha, for joining me, and thank you all for watching this edition of Wolves Weekly.